Breaking news. Putin Kim summit. Hunt for the criminal in Pennsylvania. The Video Music Awards appearance by Taylor Swift. Kim Jong-un, after touring launch pads with Vladimir Putin, declares his nation's unwavering support for the just fight. During his summit with Russian President Vladimir Putin, North Korean leader Kim Jong-un pledged support for Russia's just fight, despite warnings from the United States that the meeting could lead to a deal to supply Russia's war in Ukraine with ammunition. In light of their countries' separate and intensifying confrontations with the United States, the leaders met at the Vostochny Cosmodrome, Russia's most important domestic satellite launch center, for a summit that highlights how their interests are aligning. Putin may be looking to North Korea for weapons to resupply his army in Ukraine, and in return, Kim may be hoping for assistance with satellite launches and financial aid. Russian state news agency RIA Novosti reported that Kim left after 4 or 5 hours of talks. After devastating eastern Libya and forcing 30,000 people to flee their homes, rescue workers have found over 2,000 bodies. After floodwaters smashed through dams and washed away neighborhoods in Derna, a city in eastern Libya, rescue workers have discovered over 2,000 bodies in the wreckage and fear the toll could exceed 5,000. At least 30,000 people have been forced to leave their homes, according to the United Nations Migration Agency. After years of turmoil and neglect, Libya was especially vulnerable to the destruction wrought by Mediterranean storm Daniel. Because of the two competing governments in the country, many regions' infrastructure have been neglected. Many roads leading to the coastal city were damaged or destroyed by the floods. President Joe Biden is the subject of an impeachment investigation ordered by House Speaker McCarthy. Speaker of the House Kevin McCarthy has announced that he will initiate an impeachment investigation against Vice President Joe Biden. House Republicans are returning on Tuesday to begin their disruptive fall agenda, and the pressure on the Republican leader to act is growing. This week, McCarthy plans to hold multiple closed-door meetings with legislators. One of these will focus on the impeachment of Vice President Joe Biden. McCarthy is also having trouble getting legislation through Congress that would prevent a shutdown of the federal government. The California representative finds himself in a familiar political bind, caught between the impeachment investigation and the threat of a government shutdown. The White House claims the calls for impeachment are purely political. While the initial shock of the COVID-19 pandemic has worn off, the virus is still causing hundreds of hospitalizations and deaths every week in the United States. Escaped according to police, a wanted inmate from Pennsylvania is still within a defined area. After stealing a rifle from a homeowner's garage and fleeing gunfire, escaped murderer Danilo Souza Cavalcante is believed to be within a perimeter in a rural area of southeast Pennsylvania, according to authorities. Residents of South Coventry Township were warned once again Tuesday night by the Pennsylvania State Police to lock down their homes, businesses, and vehicles because Cavalcante is thought to be in the area. Around 500 law enforcement officers are searching or guarding an 8 to 10 square mile area about 30 miles northwest of Philadelphia, which was sealed off by police on Tuesday as part of a new search area. After being sentenced to life in prison for the 2021 murder of an ex-girlfriend, Anthony Cavalcante escaped from the Chester County Jail on August 31. New England braces for more rain after hours-long downpour left communities flooded and dams at risk. Residents of flooded areas in Massachusetts and Rhode Island are preparing for more precipitation on Wednesday while also cleaning up. On Monday, we got nearly 10 inches of rain in just 6 hours. Because of the dam's poor rating, officials in 2 towns declared an emergency and evacuated residents. Some people had to be evacuated from their basements when water began to rise in their homes on Monday night due to flooding roads to the north and west of Boston. The rainfall was so extreme that meteorologists called it a 200-year event. The forecast for Wednesday called for more storms, and preliminary forecasts for the weekend called for the same. The MTV Video Music Awards were dominated by hip-hop, K-pop, and Latin jams, but Taylor Swift and Anti-Hero took home the most trophies. On a night full of shocks, Taylor Swift's Anti-Hero music video won the 2023 MTV Video Music Award for Best Female Video. On Tuesday's broadcast, Swift took home 4 awards, including Album of the Year, Song of the Year, Best Pop Video, and Best Direction. Although Swift was the night's clear victor, with 9 wins, the VMAs were more about the influence of music around the world. The Korean pop dudes of Tomorrow X, the debut of their new collaboration, the retro glam pop track, Back for More, featured Brazilian pop icon Anitta. In addition to accepting the Video Vanguard Award, Shakira also performed a medley of her greatest hits, and Diddy performed with his son before accepting the Global Icon Award. The Aces and the Liberty will both be striving for a place in WNBA history when the playoffs begin. Speculation about the quality of the New York Liberty and the Las Vegas Aces was widespread prior to the start of the WNBA season. Both teams performed admirably, with the Aces finishing second and the Warriors first in the league standings. Following closely was New York. As the playoffs begin, both teams have a chance to make history. It hasn't happened since the Los Angeles Sparks won back-to-back championships in 2001 and 2002, but Aja Wilson and the rest of the Las Vegas Aces are hoping to change that this year. AP Breanna Stewart, the league's most valuable player, signed with the New York Liberty as a free agent over the offseason in the hopes of leading the team to a championship. Mike Williams, a former NFL receiver, has passed away after sustaining injuries in a construction accident 2 weeks ago. After being injured in a construction accident 2 weeks ago and subsequently placed on a ventilator, former NFL receiver Mike Williams has passed away at the age of 36. Williams reportedly passed away on Tuesday at St. Joseph's Hospital in Tampa, Florida, according to agent Hadley Engelhard. According to the Tampa Bay Times, Williams was taken off life support on Thursday after being injured on a construction site in Hillsborough County. He spent the years 2010 to 2014 with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Buffalo Bills. After an impressive collegiate career at Syracuse, Williams was selected by the Bucs in the 4th round of the NFL Draft. As a rookie, he hauled in 65 passes for 964 yards and 11 scores. The Buffalo native played for the Bills for a single season after spending 4 years with the Bucs.